guys, this is Jennifer, and I have another journal for you for our Junk Journal Junkies swap. This one's called Through the Hands of Time. So let's get started. This is cover I got from Graphics Berry, except for the picture in the middle, which I got, I believe, from Google, and that's hands holding an hourglass. And the colors just really matched really well. I had 3 different selections I was going to put in the middle, which I've actually used throughout the book as tucks. So the 3 other ones, I'll show you how I was going to do that. They're circles, so I'm sure you'll see them. But the colors just looked so amazing. And then the hands, Through the Hands of Time, that just was too perfect. These are gears that I placed on here, kind of like you would with flowers. I think my husband said they're called watch fobs, but I can't remember. And I glued them down with E6000 and kind of layered them on top of each other. And then on the side is just seam bindings within the colors and fibers. And then a couple charms. This is a bottle cap smushed down with the graphic 45 paper. And then this is a Tim Holtz fragment charm. And then the paper in the background's from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And then there's a tiny little pocket watch on here too. I didn't put too many charms on because it's a journal, not an album, so I didn't want to overload it. Because obviously it's meant for writing, and I made the charms so you could take them off if you wanted and make it easy. So if you need to carry it around. And then that is a Tim Holtz hitch fastener with seam binding through with an eyelet tied in a bow that I used fabric glue to hold in place so that it didn't move around. And I got that idea from Rachel Jazzy Creations. She does that on some of her file folders. And I had these hitch fasteners, and I never knew what to do with them. My husband had bought them for me, and then I saw her use them that way, and I was like, oh wow, perfect. And then these are just wide brown eyelets from We Are Memory Keepers. Okay. And my themes, colors, obviously, as you can tell, have turquoise, and then mostly like brown. Okay, this is really hard to do one-handed. Sorry, this usually is easy. So I mostly did it's brown and turquoise. And this is a library pocket I covered with the paper. And this is Damask Stack from Recollections. And then those are just 2 paint swatches that I backed with paper so you could journal. This is the Alice in Wonderland from Dreamzetc. This is a print from Pinterest, backed with Dreamzetc journaling paper. All of it's laser dyed, laser printed, or coffee dyed. And everything's Recollections unless I say different. I'll tell you. This was another one of the cover choices, and it had paper backed on it. But I thought, ooh, cool journaling spot for interest. This is graphic 45 paper on a grungy tag. And that is a time card that I folded up and made a pocket. It's Alice in Wonderland paper. This is Ephemera's Vintage Garden. Another little print that was possibly cover choice. This is Tattered Time DCWB pocket. This paper, and I have another color I found in my stash from 10 years ago. No joke. Like, I was digging through some stuff and I found all this paper that I had 10 years ago. And there was these in there, and I was like, oh, perfect. There's some really interesting paper in there. Wow. Some jean print, which I was excited about for another swap too. Anyway, moving on. This is, I did a junk journal 6 or 7 years ago, copying the Book of Shadows from the show Charm, and this one was one that printed out really small, and it was just in with my stash, and I was like, oh wow, to move ahead in time spell, and to return spell, and I just thought it was fun just to add some interest in there, so hopefully whoever gets it knows the drill. If not, it's fun to just have a spell. Alice paper from Dreamzetc. I'll put the links below for everything that I have. This is just a cool page with melting cloths I got from Pinterest. This is a Fisker's Punch. Journaling paper. This is a loose sheet from Michael's. I coffee dyed folded up in the pocket. And then I got this off the internet. It is upside down. It is all the time zones. Journaling on the back. This is a cool, like, print. You know, it's got clocks and gears and everything, but it makes an eye. And then it's back. That print is Graphic 45 Ladies Journal. This is a Marion Smith journaling. I think it's her April journal on one of the pages. This is Graphic 45. I just copied the one that I had and made the little booklet, tea-dyed it. This is the Wicked Witch paper from Graphic 45. This is the original image from the swap, so I thought that would be fun to add that into the book. Timesheet. Paper from the Ladies Journal, and I folded it over. I put this is not from the Ladies Journal, but I had it just printed on the back of that with laser. And then if you go inside, there's all these little tags, and all they are is cut out with my Sizzix and then embossed with my embossing folder. I just thought those would be fun to add where you want it throughout the book. It's an image from Pinterest. This is a Polaroid from, it's hooked on here with a little clothespin from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And this is the paper from Michael's, more Ephemera's Vintage Garden freebies, backed on cardstock. These are also Ephemera's Vintage Garden tags, backed on cardstock, and I use my gel pens to add some little stitches. And this is just some seam tape, I think is what it's called. I can't remember. Seam bindings, I think. No, not seam binding. I'm not sure. This is a folder from Dreamzetc, and then these are punches from Stampin' Up! Tab punch. It's Tattered Time. This is cut out and embossed. And then I put, this is from, Ephemera's Vintage Garden with fibers and a gel pen on the back. This is the Tattered Time. That's a Martha Stewart punch. And I think this is a Prima print. Pinterest image. This is a pocket I also cut out. And this is coffee stained and embossed. Box. Another Graphic 45. A time card with a pocket. Page. Marion Smith, Dreamzetc, Tattered Time. More Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And this says, "It's the journey that matters most." And that's a Fisker's stamp I got from Tuesday Morning. This is the only orange paper, but it was part of a steampunk page, and I did it up. So the pocket is upside down because of Alice in Wonderland. And then I put the Wonderland telegram in here, so I just thought that'd be fun. I have another Wonderland telegram, and it's got the Cheshire Cat with really sharp teeth. I'm going to put that in my Creepy Cuties journal. It's really cute. I love Dreamzetc stuff because she sells them in small pieces instead of having to buy one big kit. You can buy whatever little sets you want, but all together it makes a reasonable price for one big kit. And then they mix and match. I've mixed and matched everything with different kinds of sets, and they all go well because, like, I had some in here from the, folders, nodes, and, just all sorts of them. And they all mix and match really well, and then, they also match with other things really well. I have a huge collection. This is 45 of her stuff, and then Ephemera's Vintage Garden. Oh, her stuff is awesome. I've made a couple of her journals as well. And then she gives a weekly freebie. So I'll put their links below because they are amazing. Their papers are amazing. You know, they're really reasonable. This is the other paper from 10 years ago. So, yeah, you guys should definitely check them out because I've used these in so many journals. And they just keep using them over and over. You just have to pay for the printing. And my wonderful husband's nice enough to print them with his laser printer, so they come out really nice. But you can get them printed at, you know, Staples or Office Max if you want a laser printer, because you can copy dye if you do a regular printer, but you have to be careful and use like a spray bottle. If you do the laser printing, I just dunk it in coffee like I would regular paper and bake it, and it comes out. I have stuff that I've made look really old. Doing it that way, like, you know, you make a print of something that's vintage and then you cut it out and do that, and then it looks vintage and old. Timesheet. This is, oh, sorry about the shine. And there's some cute ribbon. Tag. And then that. And then this is a coffee sleeve, and I put a ticket on the front. And I've decided I'm going to put this in every one of my junk journals. It's some sort of coffee sleeve. Like in my Christmas one, I made it a little pad of paper inside. And, you know, I thought that would be a fun signature. These are from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. They're backed on cardstock. And then these two I made into a tag. Backed on cardstock with some fun fibers. And there's that. And it's glued down. And then I use my tiny attacher to staple it at the bottom. And then there's the eyelet. And the back with my label, and that's also Dreamzetc paper, all glossed with antique Mod Podge. So thank you very much, and I hope whoever gets this loves it. It was so much fun to do, and I'm still working on my other 2 journals, so I will get those up as soon as I finish. Thanks, bye.